Well, hello again. I am getting ready to get ready for November. And I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I'm starting to clean out. I really feel convicted. I need to get rid of some stuff. I don't know how to sell it. I have a friend from church who's going to talk to me next week how to maybe put things on, I don't know, eBay, I don't know, Marketplace. If I sell it, the money I make's going to the poor. If I can't sell it, I'm going to give it away. so, and I, I'm tired of having a lot of stuff. It's just it's just clutter. And not only does it clutter my space, but it clutters my thoughts because you see it and then you have to think to yourself, well, I don't need that. I don't need that right now. Why do I have that? It's you actually have to make mental decisions about things that you see that you don't need right at the moment. And when I look at a lot of things, I think, why do I even have that? Or, oh, that's been there so long. And so that means there's a gazillion decisions that I've wasted mental energy on for things that just don't matter and things that might be able to help somebody else. They don't need to be here in my house taking up space. So November's the month I'm going to be cleaning house, getting rid of things. I haven't figured out a way to make it available here online. You know, if I have something, maybe I'll show you something every day and someone wants it, you can have it. We'll figure something out together. And then the other thing I want to do in the month of November is do a Bible study. I showed you this book yesterday. It's called After God's Heart. It's by Myrna Alexander. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working through it on my own. And then I'll share with you what I'm learning from it. And hopefully, that way we can kind of go through it together. I'll share with you what it's teaching without actually reading the whole book to you because that would, there's copyright laws. You can't do that. But I can share what I'm learning from the book and I can share a day ahead of time. Oh, read this next. We'll talk about it tomorrow type of thing. And I forget what I think it's the book of First Samuel that we're going to go through. And there's a lot of interesting things in that book. I don't know. Well, I'll let you know on Monday what it is. Yes, First Samuel. It's going to be First Samuel. And the first week she has us go through and read sort of an introduction and overall understanding of what's happening in First Samuel. So next week, be prepared to read the whole book of Samuel, First Samuel. And then we'll kind of talk about aspects of it as we go through the week. So I think it'll be interesting. It'll be fun to do with one another. And it'll give me some focus. I need to be focusing. And we're doing the little exercises that go along with this and can share it with you. What else? Well, it's Friday, and I probably won't get on this weekend. It looks like nobody's here right now even. But I'm going to show you. Oh, I started hoeing out this one closet. It's a pantry. It's a pantry closet. And it was so full of stuff. I started filling up my countertops. You can see it's just a stuff and stuff. Bottles of juices. This is an empty bottle. I used to use this for keeping my potassium in for Gerson. But I also like these amber bottles because I have my own machine to make colloidal silver. And I keep it in one of those bottles too. I found these old bottles of juice. This is dated. This is dated from Wegmans, 2017. I think we can throw that out. And I'm guessing we're going to be throwing these out too. I'll see if I can find a date on them. They look old. And then I found some Pau D'Arco tea. And it's where I had all these paper plates and spoons and things in there. I found a bag of raw dulse. I found some somebody's canned sauerkraut and applesauce. It looks pretty nasty. We're throwing that out. More laundry. And then I found all these bags of gluten-free flour. And here's this cute little basket that my mom painted for me a long time ago. It's for holding napkins and plates. It's for like a picnic or something. And I thought, I keep it in the closet, so I'm going to put some napkins in there and have it ready to pull out if we need it. And then I'll show you my if we can see. Is it kind of dark? I haven't started organizing it. I'm just right now still emptying it out. So I've got some grains and nuts and things. This is kind of like overflow that doesn't fit in my other cupboard where all my grains and nuts go, or grains and beans. And then on the top, it's just stuff. I've got like quinoa and chickpea flour up there. I've got some mixes, gluten-free mixes that I don't eat those. Those are what I make when we have company, but I don't use anything that's not gluten-free in my house. So even company gets gluten-free, even if I don't eat it. And then, you know, just your usual containers mix. This is my Instant Pot, usually goes down here. I've got some, oh, more. I haven't pulled these out yet. Coconut aminos. There's some more juice. What? Where do I have all this juice? I don't even drink juice. Well, who knows? And then here's all my pastas. And then extra things like peanut butter and mustard. I keep all my dried fruits and raisins and things there. And more just, it's kind of like pantry goods. Somebody gave me some chicken broth. Well, I don't use chicken broth, so I'm waiting to find someone to give it to. Somebody can use chicken broth. And then what's down here? I usually keep my potatoes down here, some empty canning jars. These are big ones. I use them more for storage. And, oh, a lunch box. What's that? Oh, bags. Naked peanut butter. I don't use that very much. It's just powdered peanut butter. So you can see I've gotten myself into a project, and I don't think I'm going to have the project done, but I'd like to have it put away before Chris gets home. So we're going to call it done for now. And I'm going to see how much I can shove back in the cupboard before he gets home. He's had a busy day. Today's the day they're moving their office, and I took lunch over to everybody. And we were expecting 12. We had 5. So we had way too much food, which was too bad. I'd gone and bought a whole bunch of submarine sandwiches, you know, the big ones, and had them cut up. And we had 4 complete subs left over and another section of one. So I was sending stuff home with people. People who had families. I said, here, take this home for your family, because they can, it's, you know, one of those subs that will feed a whole family. It's huge. And we still had 1 left over, and I wasn't sure who I was going to give it to, but I felt like it needed to go to somebody. So when I left his office, I was heading home, but I felt this inclination to go this other direction. It's like, no, and I'd already turned, and I didn't go that way, and I was like, God, what's going on here? And then I suddenly remembered, oh, there's a health food store down that way. I wanted to go there and get something some herbs that I can't get here at local. So I thought I'll go there. And you see, I would have gone straight before instead of turning the way I thought I was getting nudged to go to the health food store. So I got to the health food store, got my stuff, and there was this elderly couple behind me, and they were checking out, and they were both going around really slow. They had their canes and everything, and they didn't want to have to take everything out of their cart and put it on the thing, because they'd just gotten it all in there. It was a lot of work for them. And they said, oh, no problem. We can get everything from your cart for you. And I'm out in my car, and I wasn't paying much attention. Next thing I know, this older couple's coming up behind me, walking to their car. Walking's kind of a generous statement. They were going pretty slow. And I thought, hey, I wonder if they would like a sub. They'd probably feed them for 3 days. So I rolled my window down, and I called the man over. The wife had gotten into the car. And I said, do you eat meat and cheese? He's like, yeah. I said, well, I just came from my husband's office. I said, we had an office lunch. I have this leftover submarine sandwich with meat and cheese on it. If you would like it, you can have it. And, you know, it was totally wrapped up. I gave it to him. He was really tickled. He's like, oh, that'll taste good. And I said, well, you don't have to cook dinner tonight. And he just chuckled. He was so pleased. And I thought, good. Those are the people who needed to have it. And I told him, God bless, when I gave it to him, and just, you know, went on my way. But that made me happy that it went to somebody who I think could use it. So, and that's good. You know, we weren't going to eat it. Chris and I don't eat that. So But it was a nice sub. I hope they enjoy it. See, anything else? I don't know if we have any plans this weekend. We have our small group on Sunday night. Are any of you in small groups like with your church? We're in a small group with our local church here, and that's Sunday nights. And we're in Tuesday nights, we're in a small group with a church. It's actually the church that our son and daughter-in-law go to in Virginia. It's Columbia Baptist Church. We listen to their service on every Sunday, as well as our own local church. And they have a small group of people. The small group that we belong to on Tuesday nights, nobody lives in Virginia except the person who's leading the group. The pastor's wife leads the group, and all the people who are in it are all friends. No, they're all family of the pastor or his wife. The pastor's wife, like, I can't talk. The woman who leads it, the pastor's wife, her name is Debbie. It's her parents, her aunt and uncle, the pastor's parents, and then somebody who lives at the same place where his parents live. They're all in like senior housing. All these folks are in senior housing. So we're the young kids in the group. And it's funny because over the years, Chris and I have always been the young kids in the group. When we were in our 20s, we belonged to something where people was 40, and now 40s, they were 60. Well, now we're 60, and these folks are 70, 80. I guess we're old for our time, I guess. I don't know. But it's a nice group, and we enjoy both groups. We enjoy both groups, and that's why we keep going, because it's nice to have the different connections. But we still meet online. We still meet online. Both groups still meet online. So, do any of you belong to small groups? Do you have any other ways of connecting with people? Are you able to attend a church? Do you have a church that you like to go to that, it's a place where you can serve and be fed and have Christian support? I hope you do. It can be hard to find a church. We all understand things just a little differently. So it can be tough to find a church where we feel like we fit in sometimes. And I remember talking to God about that once. And he's like, you know what? Look at a family. And when you see the kids, how different the kids can turn out from a family. My husband's family had 5 kids, and they're all pretty different from each other. I look at our kids, and they're all turned out different. Oh, Anika watches online as well. Well, that's what we do right now, Anika. We still watch online. But we're able to belong to a small group from the churches that we follow online, which is nice. That might be worth looking at. So anyhow, if you're just tuning in now, go back and listen to the beginning. I'm going to be starting sort of a Bible study. We'll find a way how we're going to do it here. But I'm going to use this book. I'm going to go through it, After God's Heart by Myrna Alexander. And it's on the book of 1 Samuel. And so hopefully I'll be able to tell you what the next day's reading is. You can read it, and then I'll come back and talk about what she points out in the book. We'll just kind of do it that way and work our way through. And folks who show up, if you see something that I'm getting rid of that day and you're interested in it, let me know. We'll find a way to get it to you. Better your house than mine, okay? So, or if you know somebody who needs it, we'll make it happen that way. I need somebody who's taller than me, same size as me, but taller, okay? I'm guessing like a 12 or 14, okay, in size. I've got a beautiful suede coat that really would look better on somebody taller. I'm too short for this coat. It's a beautiful coat, and I have worn it because it's beautiful. But it would look better on somebody who's taller. So if you know anybody who's taller, and taller being taller than 5'2", this would look really nice. 5'8", 5'10" woman would look very nice. So that's it. I gotta get scooting here. I gotta get this place picked up before Chris comes home. I don't want to look like this closet bomb went off. I got to get it straightened up. So we'll see you on Monday. Have a good weekend. God bless.